All right, what is up, professional people skill seekers? My name is Professor Matthew Gargano, and welcome to your course experience, Business 151 People Skills. I am so excited about this course. I'm excited about all the business courses I teach. People skills is so important, and you're going to learn so much. That being said, a little bit about me. First, most of my students call me Professor G, but certainly you can call me, Professor Gargano. You can call me Matthew, but like I said, most of my students call me Professor G. A little bit about me. In addition to being a business professor at Johnson Community College, which I love, it's such a privilege and an honor to serve in this way. I'm also a business owner. I have I own a corporation and also a sole proprietorship, and I founded and manage a nonprofit. I'm also a father of a grown son, a granddad of a little grandbaby. It's crazy. I'm still trying to get used to it. Years later, I'm still trying to get used to it. I am an ordained pastor. I am a professional life coach, business consultant, and also just had my second book published, and also a professional writer. So why am I telling you all this? Because I want to be all kinds of braggadocious on you? Absolutely not. I say all this to say that I bring a lot of experience into the classroom, whether it be online or seated. And it's such a privilege and an honor to serve in this way. So I don't just talk the talk, I talk the walk. I teach what I do and I do what I teach. And I really love to help develop people. If you look at the common thread that goes throughout all the roles and responsibilities that I do, the common theme is people. The common theme is people development. I really much consider it a privilege and an honor to be able to help individuals identify and step into their gifts and their talents and really step into the best version of themselves that they can be, because people are important to me and they should be important to you. I don't even know you, but you're important to me by virtue of the fact that you're a human being. And so I say all this to say, draw on my experience, which I'm excited to give to you, to help you grow into that individual that you desire to grow into. On that note, I want to talk a little bit about the course. The average adult attention span is 20 minutes. Isn't that scary? So I try to keep these under 20 minutes or right about 20 minutes. So that being said, let's get started. So I've got my screen shared here, and I want to sort of walk through a couple of things. I did put the links according to the way you should go through them. So the first one is my instructor. Let me take a little sip of coffee. I got a little French vanilla espresso action going on. I'm still in the morning here. I wanted to shoot this video freshly baked just for you, because I wanted you fresh out of the oven, get ready to launch video. So give me a minute. Thank you. So contact information, there's my work phone office location, which don't use during the summer. Now, I did put my own office hours there because we can meet via email or virtually through Zoom or business Skype, but I am off campus during the summer. So best way to reach me is via email. Also, I've got my professional LinkedIn for your viewing pleasure. Let's talk about the syllabus. So what I've done here is, and again, I want you to go through and read everything. Very important. Your first week is a lot of reading, a lot of, acclimating yourself to not only the online course, but kind of my style of creating this experience for you. And that's what I want you guys to think of it. It's not just a course, it's an experience. I really try to create an experience for you to be able to unwrap into, step into, and that's the way I want you to kind of think about it. So regarding the course syllabus, I've got a syllabus, but I've also got what I created to help students out is a assignment schedule worksheet. So let's start with the syllabus. Again, read the little stuff I put at the top, download the syllabus, and then I'm going to open it, and we're going to talk about it. Let me put this in the window here. One page zoom. Here we go. All right, so let me move this over. So again, I want you to go through, I kind of highlighted the meat and potatoes. That doesn't mean just only read the highlighted part because it's all important. You got vegetables in there too, and vegetables are good for you. So really, this course is all about you, right? It's all about you and you being able to equip yourself with a skill set and experience that's going to help you become and step into the best version of you that you can. It needs to be about you so it can eventually be about others. If you're not who you need to be for yourself, then how can you be who you need to be for others? You know, a lot of people try to be for others what they aren't for themselves, and you can't pour into a glass from an empty pitcher, right? Pitcher, I mean. So you got to be filled up to overflowing to be able to give. So it really is about you. You are a worthwhile investment in your future self. So that's important. So read that. Also, my faculty information is there. Read. Very important. It's part of your first week. Again, you're worth the investment. I want you guys to think about yourself as investing in yourself, investing in your best version of you, investing in your present and future self. Very important. So you're worth it. Read all this. So I'm going to talk about, again, for the sake, if you keep seeing me look down because I want to keep the time, here's the categories, right? So my style of teaching is very much experiential, okay? For that reason, I try to create what's called a living classroom, bring the real life world that I'm used to operating in, which is business, which includes people skills, which is a very important component of business. In fact, one of the most important components of business, and you'll see that hopefully throughout the course. I try to create that living classroom by bringing in the real world experience and the experience that you need to have into the classroom rather than just giving you guys a bunch of tests and quizzes. I mean, who really remember? I know a lot of people do tests, and I'm not poo-pooing them. I'm just saying, for me personally, I remember tests. I used to like cram my brain with a whole bunch of stuff, then vomit it out on the paper, not literally, of course, figuratively, and then forget everything I crammed into my brain and still didn't know how to apply it. So I'd rather take tests and quizzes out of the way. Now, you're going to work hard. You're going to be engaged. I want you to be able to step into an experience, and I want you to show what you know by doing. So I kind of did my course categories like that. So no one course is going to make or break, one category is going to make or break you, right? So you've got weekly discussion posts, 20%, read about those. Weekly preps, 20%, read about those. Articles, 20%, read about those. Case studies, 20% read about those, and then you'll have a final research paper and presentation, which I'm not going to talk about this week because I don't want to overwhelm you guys. You guys have enough to go through and sort through this first week, but I will get to that next week. Please know that all Blackboard assignment submissions must be submitted in the required format and to the correct Dropbox by the assignment due date in order to be considered. No exceptions, no late or emailed assignments, no incomplete, incorrect, blank, upside down, right side up, sideways assignments. They won't be accepted. No makeups. Am I trying to be difficult? No. What I'm trying to do is to create a smooth, effective, enjoyable teaching and learning experience for you guys, right? We are all on the Business 151 People Skills train, and I want to keep that train moving to where it needs to go. And while it's moving, I want you to enjoy the experience of being on the train. I want you to be able to look out the window, enjoy the view without being frustrated because we got to make all these unscheduled stops. Stop here, stop here, stop here, stop here. That's not fun, right? So the purpose of me putting this in place is not to be, oh, UPS is delivering. All right, UPS. The purpose of me putting this in place is not to be difficult or to make your life difficult. It's actually to help ensure and create an enjoyable experience that we could all move forward and flow together. So that being said, as life does sometimes get in the way, the word sometimes, if life gets in the way, seems to get in the way a lot, then you kind of maybe have to do a self-reflection, reevaluation, realignment, things of that nature. But life does sometimes get in the way. So I automatically drop the lowest graded assignment for each of the categories except the last. So the top four, right? So I dropped the lowest graded assignment in the weekly discussion categories, the lowest graded in weekly preps, the lowest graded in articles, the lowest graded in case studies for a total of 4 assignments. That's my way of giving you 4 lifelines and being fair to everybody, okay? I do not drop the research paper and presentation because I don't. There's not enough of it to drop because it's a major milestone. And not that the other ones aren't important, they're equally as important, right? The little muscles are as important as the big muscles because the little muscles help support the big muscles, and the big muscles help do what they need to do so the little muscles can do what they need to do. Thus, the little assignments and the big assignment, they all work together. They're all equally important. That being said, emails. You got to send your emails from your JCC account to my JCC account. Here's the reason. We got a federal law called FERPA, the Family or the Federal and Educational Privacy, blah, blah, blah. It's like what HIPAA is, the healthcare privacy. And the reason is it protects you, it protects me, right? I got to know that it's you I'm talking to, right? So some crazy person isn't trying to get in your business and then they create an email account using your name and Gmail or Hotmail and pretending to be you and emailing me all the while trying to find out what's going on with you. Can't do it, can't have it. So that's why it's got to be from your JCC, because from your JCC, we are assuming it is your responsibility to keep that to yourself. All right, so it's got to be from your JCC to mine. Make sure when you email me, if you email me, that you put the subject, the course title and section number. So business 151 is the course title, section number I01 in the subject heading. Here's the reason why. I teach a lot of classes as well as do a lot of other things. I want to make sure that I properly respond to you, right? You're VIP. So I want to make sure that you're on the VIP list and I get to you right away. So by putting business 151-101, I'm like, oh snap, that's one of my students. Put them to the top of the list, right? Otherwise, you can get lost in someplace else, and I don't want that to happen to you. So again, all this stuff is not to put unnecessary restrictions on you. It's actually to help liberate you so you get the experience that you deserve. Okay, attendance is really, really important, right? We're going to talk about your first enrollment verification. Quick and easy thing. I try to make it quick and easy, but make sure by you doing your weekly assignments, your weekly posts, etc., that shows that you're here for attendance. You have to do your enrollment verification, which we're going to talk about in a minute, because that is your first day in the class. So you got to present your first day in the class within that first week. So because you're not in a seated class where I can see you and be like, oh, he or she is here, boom, good job. This is your way of doing it virtually for me. So you will get dropped if you don't get this done within the first week, and I made it as simple as possible for your guys. We're 12 minutes. The second thing is make sure that you're not allowed to miss more than 12.5% of the course. So too many absences will get you dropped. So you'll get dropped if you don't do the enrollment verification to show you were here within the first week, and you will get dropped for excessive absenteeism. You don't want to do that. Let's just not even go there, right? You're going to enjoy it. You're going to do great. You're going to feel wonderful about it, et cetera, et cetera. Civility and mutual respect, especially in people skills. I'm taking another sip of coffee here. Ooh, a little bit too. Oh, I thought I saw a spot on the camera. I almost drank that too much. Anyway, civility and mutual respect are required at all times. Okay, now that being said, you are allowed to have an opinion and express your opinion. In this day and age, we got two things going on that trouble me very much. There's no civility and people just attack each other. And the other thing is people try to shut people down for having an opposing view or opinion and label them as racist or bigots or whatever. It's ridiculous. Look, you can have your own beliefs and you can have your own opinions that may be different than mine. And guess what? You're not necessarily a bigot or a racist. In fact, true mature people can have a difference of opinion or express different opinions and respond with those differences in a civil manner, and that's how we learn and grow. Otherwise, we end up with what's called fascism, which is shutting people down because you don't like what they say or agree what they say. So that being, and you're going to be stressed, and I'm going to give you some uncomfortable stuff to talk about in this class, because in the real world, especially in business, but in life in general, you got to learn how to have uncomfortable conversations. So that being said, be civil, be mutual. That being said, you certainly, if you don't share the same viewpoint or whatever, you can discuss it and voice it in a civil and respectful way without personally attacking somebody's race, age, religion, sexual orientation, things of that nature. Just because I can't get behind something you said or do doesn't mean I can't get behind you. I get behind people. I don't necessarily get behind things or opinions or viewpoints. You see what I'm saying? So even when I'm discussing with people, I may not agree with what you say, but I'm going to get behind you. If I can't get behind what you say, I'm going to get behind you as a person, right? That type of thing. All right, moving forward. This is our contract, me and you. So again, make sure you go through and you read it. It's very important. The other document that I want you to see is, what in the world? Oh, it's my other class. Here is the Business 151 worksheet that I talked to you guys about. So like I said, I try to make it a little easier. So what I do is I created this called worksheet. So, whoa, Johnny from Mentimeter. Good job, Johnny. I gotta learn how to turn those off. One page, 100%. So this shows you, this is kind of, because we got a lot going on. I created this so you can either download it, use it electronically, download it, print it out, but it kind of helps you keep organized. So you got each week the content and assignments that are part of that week and the due dates of those assignments, okay? Then I put a little box so, you can make your notes, do check marks. Some people like to underline, highlight, make check marks, make notes, cross over. The way you're going to use this most effectively is the way you're going to use it most effectively where it works for you, right? So you see I've got all these here. Make sure you go through it. Because the course opened today on a Thursday, assignments are always due on Thursdays to make it simple. Thursdays by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The one exception is week 7, because that Thursday of week 7 is actually July 4th holiday, very important Independence Day. In observance of July 4th, those assignments for that week will not be due until the 5th, so you have an extra day. But go through and read these. We are at 16 minutes, so I want to move us along. So that being said, after you do the instructor, the syllabus, you want to go to assignments. This is where you're going to start here. This is your start here folder. Read that, start here. The first is a link to show you a Connect video. If you're new to our e-textbook program, new to the college, your Connect video will show you how to actually connect to the McGraw-Hill platform to get your ebook, access to your ebook and assignments. Read that. The second one is the online enrollment verification, which I mentioned initially. So this serves two purposes. I made it very simple, one true or false question that you should be able to answer no problem. The online enrollment, this online enrollment verification self-assessment does two things. One, it gets you counted as present for within your first week of class so you don't get dropped from the class. Secondly, it's a mini assignment that Aaron talks about. You need to click on your first assignment to complete that registration process. This does both for you. All right, very important. Then you want to go to your assignments and you've got your weekly preps. Now here's what I did with the weekly preps. I put them all out there, so you got to pay attention to the individual due dates, but you can work ahead if you want to. The other thing is your week 1, I try to also break it down with different experience topics. So week 1, have some fun while getting it done. So week 1, I tell you each week what to do. Read chapter 1, do your weekly discussion posts, do your preps. Now, as far as your articles and your case studies, I will post those within a few days. I just didn't want to overwhelm you. So start here, because your first article and case study aren't due until 5:30. So I will post those within the next 3 to 4 days, but I want you guys have enough to keep you busy here, right? The other thing is make sure, so when you click on it, you've got your discussion posts, which you can also get to through your discussion board. Your weekly preps, you can also get to the folder. I kind of gave multiple access points for people. Some people like to use the links. Some people like to use the individual folders. Some people like to use the week 1, the week 2, the week 3, which I will roll out the various weeks. So I'm all about options here, right? But make sure before you post your first discussion post, you go to the discussion board and you read what I talk about, how you need to post to make sure you get credit for it. Very important. I gotta have 3 posts from you, an initial and 2 responses. Otherwise, you don't get graded for any of it. You could have the most amazing post in the universe. If you haven't responded in a meaningful way to at least 2, you get no credit. So you don't want to miss out on that. So read that first. What else? What else? Because we're coming on 19 minutes. All right, really quickly now. In addition to this video and the course announcements, I've posted 2 articles, one on time management, one on being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Please read those. Also, speaking of time management and money management, I'm also teaching a 6-week Tackling Time and Mastering Money workshop on campus continuing ed. It's supposed to start next week. We may push it back a week to allow for additional registration. I put the flyer there. If you're struggling with tackling time, if time is tackling you rather than you tackling time, you need this course. If money is managing you versus you managing money, you need this course. So I put the registration as well. On that note, we're almost at 20. I look forward to working with y'all throughout this journey of this next 8 weeks, and peace out for now.